my friends, here we go. September 10th, 2024. We are 1 day away from landfall of Hurricane Francine somewhere in Louisiana. It's looking like New Orleans on September 11th. A wild situation. I'm going to give you all the details on the storm as of right now, and of course, where we think it's going and when that will happen. And even the National Hurricane Center is saying we could be expecting anywhere from a Cat 1 to a Cat 3 hurricane when this thing reaches landfall. As I said in my video a few days ago, this thing will likely go through a type of rapid intensification during that 24-hour period before landfall. We've seen this happen time and time again with countless storms, and with the conditions of the Gulf right now and the warm waters we have, this one shouldn't be any different. That's why it's important to not underestimate even a tropical storm or a Cat 1. People are getting so desensitized from hearing about these big storms that when and if they are smaller storms, they think they can just ride them out. This is a horrible idea, and as I say to anyone in any sort of path of a storm like this, have a plan. Don't wait till the week of or the day of, because a lot of times it's already too late and you're going to get caught up in all the craziness of a situation like this. So with that said, let's see what we have to expect with Francine. All right, so here we are. First things first, Francine as of right now is at 65 miles per hour, probably a tad faster. We may even be in that category 1 range as of right now at the timing of this video. 988 millibars, moving northeast at 8 knots or 9 miles an hour. So pretty much crawling. That's why this space between here and here is so important. We have seen hurricanes go from tropical storm to major hurricanes in a shorter period than what we see right here. And then of course we have 2 other disturbances we need to take a look at later on, but right now the focus is right here in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, as I said days ago, before the news even really picked up on this storm, we saw that it would be making a landfall very close to or on 9/11. And now we can pretty much guarantee that. You could see a 7 p.m. landfall of a hurricane in Louisiana, likely New Orleans, Baton Rouge, although we do have time for this cone of uncertainty to play its games. So that leaves us with just 24 hours before landfall. And even after that, this storm is going to have some significant effects on Mississippi, many parts of eastern Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, you name it. This storm's going straight up the center of the country. And that leads us to our spaghetti plots, all of which are hitting Louisiana. It's just a little bit of a toss-up of where they're agreeing landfall will be. When it comes to the Gulf as a whole, this is a pretty accurate depiction, but when it comes to a single state, this is very confusing for a lot of people. That's why it's very important to know if you're within this cone of uncertainty and even outside of it sometimes. You want to be away from areas like this. Based on past history, Louisiana and the Gulf states do not have great land to absorb this type of water, and speaking of which, take a look at the storm surge forecast. 5 to 10 feet within that area where we said this hurricane will be making landfall. That is a lot of water for an area that is already fairly saturated. Not to mention, you got to realize all these little inlets and coves along the coastline of the Gulf make perfect areas for severe flooding. You picture the storm coming in as a counterclockwise spinning cyclone. It's going to be forcing and pushing that water into these gullies that can't absorb anymore, causing devastating flooding. So in many ways, this storm and the flooding will be a lot worse than the actual wind packed by this storm, depending on the category. If we get anywhere from a 2 to a 3, then the winds are going to be horrible, and so will the storm surge. Once again, leading to my point of not wanting to be in any of these areas until you know for sure that you are not within a severe flooding area. All right, my friends, I will be having constant updates about this storm as it approaches land. It's going to be a long day tomorrow. We have the debate tonight, so a lot of this is getting buried under stuff that has to do with the election, and that is not good. So let's try to get the word out there, share this information, and I'll have more and more as the day goes on and as we get into September 11th, 2024. All right, my friends, appreciate you all. Take care. Bye-bye. Stop right there, my friends. If you have not already, click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Click all and you will get all notifications from this channel. And trust me, you won't be disappointed.